on the filters than would be normal. And we were able to get the screen set in place in the channel that feeds the filters. And believe me, the amount of material that we're removing with the screen is just unbelievable. I mean, we're cleaning the screen twice a shift, it's working excellent. And so we're removing all this, a lot of grease that gets through the clarifiers that would normally get into the filters and perhaps clog the filters. We're able to remove it with the screen that's been installed. So that's a good thing. We also, on a good note, we had problems with the grit screw classifier and the drive unit. It went out some time ago. We finally received a new drive unit from the manufacturer a couple weeks ago, and we're going to have that. We're going to try it. We're going to install that in-house this coming week. So we'll get that back up and running. The last week was a real test. we just got so much rain, as you know. Thursday night it was just unbelievable, and we really did extremely well. We didn't have any overflows in the system, which was amazing. And the discharge leaving the treatment plant was in compliance the entire time. So I was very pleased with the performance of the plant with such a high flows coming through. And we had minor difficulties. So we had some problems with the electronics, and because of the weather and electronics, it seems like every time we have a major storm event, they act up. But everything's operating now perfect again. I mean, everything's working. So we did real well. The other problem that we dealt with prior to the storm was we weren't getting any rain at all. And as you know, Big Elk Creek was very low, and we were operating the water treatment plant at times with a decreased flow. We were operating off the raceway, and we were able to operate the facilities. We increased our well production to its max, so that we were actually able to operate the systems without having to purchase water from artesian. So we got through this what I would call a drought period this summer, and Big Elk Creek got down to about 10.4 cubic feet per second, and that happened maybe once, twice, where we had to actually shut down the plant. We could not withdraw any water out of the creek, but we were able to keep the towers full and the reservoir full without having to purchase any extra water from artesian. So I was real pleased with that too. So it's been a trying couple weeks. I mean, it's a couple weeks to say the least.
I know it's we had, like you said, the drought, and we were all looking for more rain, but and we wanted a little bit more rain, but we didn't expect to get as much as we got. I mean, it was either feast or famine. I mean, it helped, but I think we got a little bit too much
At one time.
at one time.
Yeah, Thursday
It was trying to make up what we lost, I think,
Yeah.
and what we needed.
Yeah, but Big Elk Creek. Well, I know the banks over. I know Big Elk Creek overflowed. I know you guys had your hands full, and I saw the park and downtown, and yeah, it was. The only other thing I wanted to tell you was we did have an inspection of the water plant a couple weeks ago. Chris Karski was there from MDE, and everything went well there. He was very pleased. So things all in all are in really pretty good shape. We have some minor issues, but everyone's working together to get these issues at the wastewater plant resolved. Some mechanical problems, we'll get it taken care of.
Very good. Any other questions, Ken? All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Okay. I just have a couple of things. We received a check in the amount of $817.20 from Elkton Recycling for the scrap value of the no longer used compost and sludge mixer. So that made, we got some money out of that. And then we received our second installment of 12 for $1,063.83 monthly payment from the Convene. These payments are a result of the town's participation in the demand response program at the Elkton treatment plant. So help under our generator for selection while the consumption from Delmarva, that helps us a little bit. That's great. So we're saving some money there and we're getting back some money. And the other thing was, we got some good news last week that we received the COPS Grant Award. Elkton was one of 4 in the entire state that got it, and the amount of $250,000. It's funded for 2 more officers. We tried it last year. We didn't make it last year, but this year we got it. So that was a big plus for us. So, other than that, that's all I have. Mary Jo?
I wanted to congratulate the chief for that grant. That is fantastic. And also thank the town for everything for the fall festival. We haven't had a meeting since then. It was one of our best. If we could beat last year, I didn't think we could, but we did. So I want to thank everyone, the sponsors. It was just a fantastic day. And I also wanted to bring up, the town will be celebrating their 225th anniversary on May 24th, 2012. I know it sounds like it's a long way away, but I think we should possibly get together a committee and start planning something for it. Maybe, people have wanted a parade, go for the Memorial Day parade to end the weekend there, because that's on a Thursday and Memorial Day is that Monday. And to do something like that, you do need longer than a year to prepare.
Oh, yeah.
So I would love, I would love to be a part of it, possibly the Historical Society, Elk Landing, some residents that want to be involved. If maybe we can get something together to start planning for that.
Well, maybe we ought to have you appoint you to start the head of it
Okay. I'd be happy to.
and get it going.
Okay. Also, I know it's October, but last year we had a anonymous person that wanted to give the town $100 to do the Secret Santa. I know most of us went around judging homes for Christmas lights. They have done that again this year and would like the town to put out the information to judging for the best decorated house. So they gave it again.
I did?
Yes.
I just want to do it for Halloween, though.
Christmas.
Oh, for Christmas again? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we can do that. That's why we did it last year, and we had a few of us go out.
Yeah, there were some great decorated houses. It was
there
tough
was.
last year.
I hope we can still get a lot this year with the economy the way it is. People may not want to do too much, but we can see them.
Everybody needs
Yeah, we
something
can
to cheer
do
them
it.
up, so.
Yeah, it would be. Okay.
And that's all I have.
We're talking about Halloween too, but I forgot, the town will celebrate Halloween on October 31st from 6 to 8. Okay, Earl?
I mentioned last month that a young lady that was recognized in the National Hot Rod Association for a junior division driver. I talked to her parents last week and would like to honor her with certificate of recognition maybe at our next meeting. I just want to bring that to the board's attention to see if they're willing to do that. Her name was Sydney Coleman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just give that
it's
to
something
Michelle,
that
yeah.
I think is worth
We can draft something.
recognizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
That's it.
Charlie?
I know times have changed, and I still remember on Wednesdays when you used to set your weeds and things like that out in a bag. But I know we have the truck that goes around now. But sometimes it seems a little tacky in town when you ride through the different areas and you see the weeds and grass clippings that sit out in the roads, particularly over the weekend when. I guess basically you think you're trying to clean up the town a little bit. I know there's not much you can do about that, but it just looks tacky. I don't know how you all feel about that.
Yeah, it is long for the weekend. Because people do cut the grass on weekends.
I know that, and I said we've gone away from putting them in the green bag, and then people would set them out there on Wednesdays. Then the trash truck always came around. Quite sure when Dick was around that time, you had that time, but it just looks awkward. I know there's not much you can do, but it's just a distaste, I think, on my part. I don't know about anybody else. Especially like riding through North Street or Main Street, and you see this grass out in the road. I don't know whether the area does it or not. Secondly, you saw in the paper there were two students arrested, or former students at Elkton High School. I'd like to applaud the Elkton Police Department for getting them, and unfortunately, one boy was at Elkton High School last year having transferred from Philadelphia, and then there was another student that was there, so, you know, it's unfortunate that I knew them in that vein, but yet it's fortunate that they're no longer out there to do something like that. Many of you knew the young lady that got hit at the light, I guess, a couple of weeks ago. She, and I put that in an email, particularly Mary Jo read it. She had a broken clavicle and she had a concussion. She's doing okay. And the bus Mr. Hicks had asked for Sheffield Park, that has been a great deal, or Rudy Park, I'm dating myself back a few years, the name changed, but needless to say that the bus is available, and for the most part the kids ride the bus to and fro to school, so, you know, that is an enhancement. Mary Jo, absolutely, with the anniversary of the town of Elkton, you talk about a parade. Certainly if you want to get a parade, it would be almost a time soon to start arranging that, because at one time we had a lot of contacts with a lot of bands, but you know, it's disbanded over some years, and it's tough particularly to get a hold of some of those bands because some have already placed for 2 or 3 years,
Right.
basically judging from the Have the Grace parade and when we did it as well. So if you want to go in that vein, I think now would be a time to do that. And I think the Fall Fest was fine. Also, I had an opportunity, as always, I went to Darlington. They have the Apple Fest over there, and they have zillions of people over there, and it's always nice when your town can applaud itself for having something that brings people in, if it's nothing more than for a day. And that's it.
Okay. Sure. Nothing? Okay.
Oh yeah, one other thing I had and I listed. Lois, can you give us an update on the water out to Delaware Avenue and the flooding? Some things we saw things, but I guess since that's your job to